Integrated co-teaching is a model that is used across all grade levels here in the Lynbrook schools, from grades kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. There are 2 teachers that work with students in the classroom. The beauty of integrated co-teaching is that it really pulls the strengths of the 2 adults in the classroom. It allows for teachers to work with our students in a large group, in small groups, and also one-to-one when needed. Here are just a few examples of the many strategies our teachers use in the integrated co-teaching classroom.
We use station teaching for this lesson, and station teaching is a model of co-teaching where the students are broken up into smaller groups and they rotate around the classroom to different activities within a set amount of time.
In this lesson in particular, we had 2 teacher-directed stations with the balance scale, so those were our experimental stations. And then we had 2 TA-facilitated stations that allowed the children to be more independent and apply the knowledge that they learned from the experimental stations.
Station teaching really benefits the teachers and the students because from the teacher perspective, we're able to really get more insight into how each individual student is working through the small groups. But also for the children, it benefits them because they're able to collaborate with one another and they can teach one another and learn from one another, which is really powerful for them.
It also enables risk-taking for your children who might be more reticent when doing whole class instruction. Having the smaller group, they are encouraged to take risks more, to be an active participant.
Today we use a review concept that we like to call mingling to music. The children review concepts that were learned in the past. They use each other as peer tutors when they stop to turn and talk to each other, and they work together in groups to solve the problems that are presented to them.
We taught the math lesson using parallel teaching, which allows us to break up the whole class into 2 heterogeneous groups, where each teacher would take a small group and it would allow for small group instruction, as well as turning and talking to one another and using classmates as peer tutors as well. Being in an inclusive classroom, all children are definitely benefited from being taught by 2 teachers. Every child's need is definitely met, whether it be extending a lesson by giving enrichment or by helping modify a lesson for a child who might need certain modifications.
Katie and I have been working for quite some time in this ICT setting, and what we decided to do today was a parallel teaching. Basically, we like to let the kids see us kind of as equal rather than just like, he's the teacher, this is the subject, and they can kind of come to both of us.
There's a smaller student to teacher ratio, and then when we break into small groups like that, you get more student participation, you can monitor their responses, their interactions, and you get around to each student as opposed to one teacher with a class of 23.
And it gives you that little bit more one-to-one attention in the sense that you have a smaller group and where you're able to speak to the children, maybe get 2 students, and allowing that pair share to go on where kids feel a lot more comfortable to express themselves.
The small group definitely for those students who are reluctant to share. We have several students who are very uncomfortable in a large group, but the minute you bring them to a smaller group, they feel comfortable and they're able to engage in class discussion and work, so it's a true benefit for them.
Gretchen and I have been working together in Earth Science Inclusion for 8 years here at the high school. The important thing is that we've really developed a very close bond, and we really feel it's a great benefit for all the students that are here in our Earth Science Inclusion program.
I think working together has really allowed us to develop many different strategies so that all of the students in our classroom really benefit and have the opportunity to be successful in our class.
Integrated co-teaching supports all of our learners in the classroom.
Station teaching really benefits the teachers and the students.
Being in an inclusive classroom, every child's need is definitely met.
The co-teaching model benefits all students.